allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Test. It is true. Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right, thank you. You may be seated. All right. No, any guests or visiting Rotarians? Don't see anyone. Okay. Anyone online? Nope. All right. Phil Miller, do you have a joke?
Sir. Yes, sir. Mr. President, I have a little bonus joke. I have two today, and they're related to the COVID virus. So the students had gotten pretty streetwise and otherwise as they're staying at home with their family. A lot of dysfunction creeps up and affects their minds. So student goes finally back to school, and the math teacher asks the student, if I have 5 bottles in one hand and 6 in the other, what do I have? He says, a drinking problem. So everyone, we have to please be careful because people are going nuts and crazy from being locked down at home. It affects you mentally. There's been a lot of mental health issues. And I was just talking about this with the microwave and the toaster while drinking my coffee. And we all agreed that things are getting bad. I didn't mention any of this with the washing machine because she gets a different spin on everything. Certainly couldn't share it with the refrigerator because he's been acting cold and distant. In the end, the iron straightened me out. She said the situation isn't all that pressing and all the wrinkles will be ironed out soon. The vacuum, however, was very unsympathetic, told me just to suck it up, Buttercup. But the fan was very optimistic and gave me hope that it will all blow over soon. The toilet looked a bit flushed but didn't say anything when I asked his opinion. But the front door said I was becoming unhinged and the doorknob told me to get a grip. You can just about guess what the curtains told me. They told me to pull myself together.
All right, great. Birthdays and anniversaries? None this week. No birthdays or anniversaries. Unfortunate. All right, a few announcements. First of all, August is membership month. This is a month where we can share Rotary with others. So please, we have one more week. Please invite them to be our guest at this meeting. Rotary mask. So you've seen, I know Bruce has one. I bought my Rotary mask right here. Very stylish, very generate conversations everywhere you go. I have, right here, I have 5 unopened brand new Rotary masks for sale. Now, if you want to purchase one, you can go online. It's $10. Wait a week or two for it to get there, if it gets there at all. Or I have a deal. You can purchase one of these. I can give it to you today for the cheap price or less price of $35. And for that $35, you will get a mask, but we'll also make a donation of $25 to the Rotary Foundation. So just see me after the meeting. I'll be happy to give you one. Club dues. Club dues will be going out this week. This will be from the July through September quarter, so the first quarter of this Rotary year. We will be returning to the pre-COVID dues structure. So look for them. We're going to be doing them through DACDB this time for the first time. So you'll be getting an email, and you will be getting I'll be getting it in the mail as well. All right, district governor visit. We will be doing an all-area virtual meeting for the district governor visit on Wednesday, September 16th at noon. So that'll be September 16th. That is a Wednesday at noon. And it'll be all the clubs joining together in a single meeting online. The board meeting for our club will be actually our regular meeting time, Friday, September 18th at noon. We're going to try to get set up. It's still TV, but we're going to try to nail down our regular meeting time. But for the whole club, it'll be Wednesday, September 16th at noon, the district governor visit. Next week's program, Eric Tola, the executive director of the Cyber Center, will be speaking. And then the following week, September 4th, is going to be our holiday. So there will be no meeting on September 4th. Labor Day weekend, yes. Finally, the end of summer. Okay. Any other announcements for the club? All right, well, at this time, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our speaker. Leah Pontani is Vice President of Career Development at Goodwill Industries in Meadow, Georgia. Prior to this role, Leah was the Dean of Division for the Division of Lifelong Learning at Mercer County Community College, and later the Associate Vice President of Professional Studies and Business Development at Georgian Court University in New Jersey. She is a brand new resident of our area. Came here, what, in March? If I remember, in March. So at this time, if we could give a nice welcome to Leah, and look forward to hearing from her. Thank you.
Far away from everyone, so for the purpose of speaking, I shall demask. So I just put together a couple slides. I'm pretty sure that most of you, I've heard that you've had other presenters here from different areas of our organization. So I don't want to belabor the point of how wonderful Goodwill is, but I do have a couple slides to speak to it before I get into a little bit of discussion with y'all today. So I just wanted to kind of go over where we are now. Everything that we have planned for, I think across pretty much every organization and industry at this point is changing. COVID has completely turned our worlds upside down. The way we do business, the way we interact in our daily lives. So that means that we need to make some changes also. And we need input and support from our community to help us understand what that looks like today. Can I use this one? Or will it only advance over there? Okay. Well, so the next one, while we figure that out, the next one really is just all about Goodwill, a quick kind of overview. So for those of you, just a general overview that may have forgotten all of the wonderful areas that we have to our organization, Goodwill Industries of Middle Georgia and the CSRA has 9 job connection career centers throughout the region from Aiken to Macon. That's where we provide all of supportive services to job seekers in the community. As part of that, we also have our Division of Workforce Development, where we service individuals from vocational rehabilitation, supportive services for veterans and their families to support homeless veterans. Here in the CSRA, we have a specific program, general job seeking, career readiness, as well as Goodwill Staffing Services runs out of 3 of those locations also to provide entry and middle skilled positions for individuals needing immediate employment opportunities. We have Edgar's Hospitality Group, which is where we are here today, Helms College, Good Vocations, and for those of you that don't know, we have an automotive center out in Macon. Go get your oil changed and everything if you're ever out there. Next slide. So across all of those, just a couple statistics I like to point out. Just through our staffing services last year, our staff were employed over 19,000 days just last year through the opportunities that we were able to generate for them. We service around 17,000 job seekers on average. They come to us about 10 times, so we see them about 180,000 times a year in person. So this will be important for our discussion later, because if we can't service those people 180,000 times in person anymore, what does that look like for us? Out of those 17,000 individuals, over 6,500 were placed in jobs that we were able to track and follow up with to get some information from them on where they landed, how we supported them, possibly some of their wage data and things like that. And the last one I'll just point out is that we have over 500 students go here through Helms College and nearing 200 graduates. At this point, we're probably over the 200 graduate, approaching the 250 graduate mark, but we're very proud of those students here at Helms College. So a traditional model for an organization like Goodwill, or someone whose mission is really to bring people up in their lives, is you get a job seeker. The job seeker comes into us and we put them through some kind of career counseling. We do a baseline evaluation of where you are and where you want to go in your career. What can we do to help you get there? We do the job search with you and we put you into a job, right? Traditional career model. Our model is a little bit different here because we actually incorporate the education component. So by incorporating the education component, we are better able to control the quality of the education that our job seekers are receiving. We can target students into in-demand career fields that we know are in our community and available today or tomorrow for them. And it allows us to better partner with employers. So this is a sample of someone coming from the world of higher education, of what an education model would look like. In today's day and time, we no longer see students that want to go into a four-year pathway right out of high school and do all 4 years of a liberal arts education. Students are looking for some kind of education opportunity that allows what we call on-ramps and off-ramps, just like the highway, right? So I want to get on today, I want to get maybe my certificate. I got to get an entry-level job because I can't be in school for 4 years and $150,000 in debt. And then I need to go to work for a little while before I go back and do my next step. So this is what we call like the stackable education pathway. So you can take just one course. Maybe it's something short that you need just to get in the door somewhere, a forklift certification. I need to have my operator license for my forklift so I can work in a warehouse. But then we would send you through an industry credentialing program. Longer term, probably a minimum of 6 weeks. Most of them will last several months to actually build someone up into an industry certification. The goal is that those programs now will articulate into college credit. So we are right now forming what's called Helms Career Education. Helms Career Education is the non-credit stackable certification programs that lead directly to in-demand job opportunities. So things like a certified production technician for an entry-level career in advanced manufacturing, or CompTIA help desk certification, which is the first step in a 3-step module to get to cybersecurity. So if you want to be the person just answering the help desk line first or setting up the computers, this is your entrance into that career field. All of those certifications will eventually articulate into the associate's degree program at Helms College when we're able to open our School of Business and Technology here at our Augusta campus. But in the meantime, they are already eligible for college credit at the Georgia Technical College system. So each class is already eligible for 3 college credits. So ideally, a student could leave with no loans, our non-credit job search assistance program, and go into their career and already be eligible for up to 12 college credits here in the public college system. So this is how we continue to provide people step by step of how they're going to get to where they need to be to have sustainable living. And then bachelor's degree, master's degree, nice to have. We hope it for everyone in the future, but we understand it may not happen. So the next slide, I just have a little bit of a visual. I know it's a little bit blurry. I couldn't find a really good infographic to steal or borrow from someone. But you can see at the bottom, this is where our folks come in and start and some of the programs we offer. So the ones with the stars are the ones we actually have here right now at Augusta. So a phlebotomy or lab assistant, a certified nurse aide, a medical assistant program, or a medical administrative assistant program. And that's like step one. That's the entry level, right? We want people to be in mid-skill jobs or above. That's where you can have sustainable wages. That's where we can get people off of public assistance, supporting themselves and their families, and that's our goal for everyone here in our community. So you can see how we can get somebody a job because you need a job today. You need to be able to pay your bills. Then we can provide you with the next step, clearly defined pathway into a medical assistant role. And then if you want to go on and do more, we can help you figure out where else in the college system might offer some of these higher skilled programs that you may be looking for. So in the healthcare field, very easily defined. You can find a ton of information on this career ladder and career pathing opportunities. The problem is in a lot of other industries, it is not as easily defined. And that's where we really need, as educators, the help of the community, of the individuals that are working or have worked or have experience in those other job fields to help us understand where is the starting point? What can we give somebody as far as, some kind of training or education to help them get to that next step? Because we can't be an expert in every field. So that's where we were. That's where we were heading. And then COVID hit. So now I feel like I'm that little red fish that's going all the way back this way, through the herd of where we were already heading. So what I wanted to kind of talk about with you guys today is a little bit of what does life look like for you in our community after COVID? We know that now we have to run virtual services. We had like 1 week to turn those 17,000 people that we see in person into online customers for us. 1 week where we were like, what do we do between today and next Monday? How are we going to be able to service these individuals that we were in the middle of servicing, or these individuals that, you know, we're providing some other wraparound service for them that may be connected to a necessity in their life. We now know that we have to have smaller groups. Everything we do, the goals of what we're looking for, you know, love to have an orientation session and have 50 people come out to hear us talk. The reality is I can get like 10 people in a room right now, right? So how do we continue to do that? How do we provide job opportunities and living wages for people that have young children that they can't send to school or daycare? What is happening with these people? Right now, I can tell you, we are seeing probably a third of the traffic that we used to see in our Job Connection Career Centers. That being said, we probably have double the amount of job openings we've ever had posted, because employers just like us are struggling so hard to entice people to come back out of their homes right now. And people at home are making that very difficult choice of, do I send my kid to school? Do I trust somebody else right now? Do I take a chance going out in the community today for a $12 an hour job? What does that look like for the folks that we're servicing? Leisure and recreation, completely crazy. We were just talking at my table about going to the gym. Who wants to go work out with a mask on? You know, our lives as we know it, the places that we go for leisure, for recreation, to meet other people, doesn't really exist right now, right? We're all changing what that looks like. An increase in technology. I came from New Jersey, right? In New Jersey, technology is probably 90% of everyone's lives. I'm learning very quickly that for the populations that I'm servicing down here, especially in the Middle Georgia territory, technology is not as prevalent as where I'm from, right? A lot of these folks are coming to us. Over 50% of the individuals that walk into our centers come to us, and we ask them when they intake. Little survey comes up on the computer. Why are you here today? What services are you looking for? More than 50% report that they needed to come to use our internet and computer. So if you don't have access to that at home and you have to come to us and we can't see you in person, what does that mean for all of those individuals that we're leaving out there? So that's my spiel. I wanted to open up the floor a little bit and get some input, feedback, ideas from you all on what you're seeing, thoughts or ideas about how we could come together as a community. How can we tackle this? What other things could be going on in the community? And then certainly as a follow-up, I can leave some of my cards today. If anyone has experience in a specific industry that they know about that's hiring, that's struggling, that could use some new educational opportunities, some technology opportunities, please get that information to me. I'm very eager to, get out and really start partnering with people in the community, at this point. So that being said, questions, comments, feedback, ideas? No?
What kind of jobs are, you said there are a lot of jobs, what kind of jobs are out there?
So I would say our number one largest list of job openings right now is going to be in the hospitality industry. I think that when people were let go from their jobs so quickly, that is really, really difficult to encourage people to come back into the hospitality industry. For those of you that may have heard, we're opening a new location downtown, Edgar's of Abroad, in a couple of weeks. We have been struggling even to get to the level that we need to minimally staff our locations here right now. And not just here, in Lake Oconee region, I've been hearing, I had 30 job openings, $12 an hour or more in Lake Oconee region in restaurant and hospitality. I got 4 applications.
Wow, really?
4. It's really, 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 really just an interesting time.
You view that because of COVID?
I think
there's gotta be people looking for work.
I think it is. I mean, at one point we tried to do a recruitment event for one of the local call centers here through our staffing division. We wanted about 50 employees. We put out Indeed ads through our Job Connection. We emailed over 1,500 people that had said that they were seeking jobs with us. We had maybe 25 people show up. Out of those 25 people, half of them that we wanted to hire never came back to turn in their paperwork. And so, and we always see this, right? Especially when you're dealing with entry level kind of employment opportunities. But right now, I think people, what we're hearing is they're really evaluating, I have to take public transportation to get to that location. I don't know if I want to be on a bus every day, or is the bus running on its regular schedule right now because of COVID and all these reduced services? And there's a lot more that has to go through the thought process for these opportunities.
What is it because if they sit around and wait at home, they get their $600 a week and you get paid more to stay home than this to go to work?
Well, see, that absolutely played a role in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that ended almost a month ago.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Reducing
one more prescription.
sales, get unemployment is still high.
That's correct.
It's just illegal.
I'm not listening.
So what do we do to encourage these people? How do we get these people to understand? You know, I was jumping up and down everybody I was talking to, and I said, if you want to stay home and wait today, somebody else is going to take your job. Because if 1.2 million people lost their jobs here, there'll be maybe 800,000 jobs to go back to. What are the other 400,000 going to do? What are you going to do when everyone goes back to work?
What are your peers? What are your peers?
So I want to say we're all in different stages. So, you know, New Jersey, for instance, here in Georgia, I think is a little bit interesting because we're still seeing the roller coaster, right? We still have daily spikes. We're seeing all these other things, but for the most part, we're trying to open and operate. Where I'm from in New Jersey, still closed. Everything is closed. The numbers are so low that multiple hospitals are reporting that they have not seen one COVID patient in more than a week. Their test rate in some of the areas is less than 1% positive rate right now, but they're still refusing to open the schools. They're not opening the schools. They're not opening the colleges. You are not allowed to dine indoors, nothing. So I think, you know, we're all at different stages of trying to figure out how to react in our communities. And even here, you know, I think if you were to drive across Georgia, you would see that when you get to Atlanta, it's probably still very different than we have here in the CSRA because of the, you know, the rates that we saw. But overall, I think the consensus is large corporations fared relatively well and were able to have the technological access for their employees to be able to move to work from home. So if you worked for one of these big conglomerate companies, you're set up, you're working from home. If you work for Google, you're allowed to work from home for another year. They're not making anybody come back. It's the small businesses that were really impacted. And I think that that represents a lot of what's here in our community, which is, you know, more alarming to me of trying to get the pulse on how we work together to fix this. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
A small gift for you. Thank you for.
Oh, thank you so much. I got to
Yeah.
mask up if I'm going to be right.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Thank you so much for speaking. Well, great. All right. So next week, Georgia Cyber Center, Eric Toller, the executive director, will speak. We have anything for the good of Rotary? Very nice. We'll see you next week. Thank you.